How's that?
I think that's possibly okay. I can speak really loud. So it's all good. Good. Let's make lots of noise so Amber can't record. Let's just piss her off for good measure.
One of the biggest conferences ever to take place in Canada, all about podcasting. There are more than 300 people who are here to teach each other and learn the art of podcasting.
That was great. Thank you.
We love that. That was amazing.
We're going to keep doing this?
No. Well, let's go ahead with the show. Hi, everyone. How you all doing?
Hey!
Whoa, yo, what's up?
Some familiar faces out here. So for those who don't know us, I'm Rudy Jahchan.
And I'm Casey McKinnon.
And together, we are Galacticast.
We do that cheesy line all the time, and we can't help it.
So our panel today is about our award-winning do-it-yourself special effects that we have on our show. So continuing our education on who we are, Galacticast is our comedy show. We do parodies of sci-fi, horror, and fantasy, and it's weekly. We're up every Monday with a new episode, sometimes maybe a day or so late, but we do it out weekly. Well, come on.
That's bull, man.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest here.
He's lying.
She's right. So it's filmed actually out of our apartment. We, it's all we really have is our camcorder, 4 sets of 4 lights, and a giant piece of construction paper for our green screen effects. But yet we've managed to win 5 Loggies, including 2 for best special effects, and we've also got hardcore, special effects using just that simple stuff. So, we do it all green screen, models, lasers, lightsabers, and our joke is that we consider ourselves Hollywood 3.0. So,
But, we were thinking the other day, we're really jealous of the guys on Saturday Night Live because they thought of laser cats before we did. Just pisses us off.
So we're just going to upgrade ourselves to Hollywood 4.0 as revenge for that.
I think so.
And there we go. So, what do you need to start doing special effects? The basics, of course, is everything you usually need for video blogging, which is lights, camera, and action.
And for those of you who don't know much about, putting videos together, well, Mike Moon is going to be doing a presentation on it tomorrow afternoon, so you can catch up on all the basics of, video production if you go check out his thing.
So we're not going to cover that because Mike is ably going to cover it.
Yeah.
We hope. You better do a good job, Mike. Don't let us down.
Big expectations.
Okay.
But apart from that, the key thing, at least for doing special effects, is to think. I know that might surprise some people, but it is the idea of coming up with your idea, coming up with your script, and then storyboarding it, and then going to the shoot. Because as you walk through a lot of the special effects, it's sort of, just take that couple minutes to think of how you want to do something, and when you can start breaking down the special effects, things that might seem very complicated are not really that hard if you just stop and think for a second. And part of the thinking is, what do I have? What can I get for free? And what do I need to go out and buy? So, let's start with some really basic stuff, simple props. Anyone who's seen our show, we make good use of our toy collection and costumes. So, anything can be put to use.
I've actually credited my dead grandmother for donating costumes.
It's go into your attic and find those clothes out there. So they're secondhand, hand-me-downs. And another great place, if you want to go up to the step of buying something, is eBay. There's a lot of stuff out there that's not that expensive when you see what you get out of it. As an example, we featured the alien character and the face grabber.
Face hugger.
Face hugger. Sorry. She's got the true sci-fi cred here. And those are just like stuffed toys that we order from eBay. It costs us like $20 in total for 2 toys, and we keep reusing them. And that's part of it. But apart from that, there's also your standard household supplies, so that we've used throughout our episodes.
So we're going to show you a few examples of like what you can do with what you have around the house. Because not everything. Oh yeah, it takes a while to load it. All right. Hello. There you are. Okay. So this is what we did with oatmeal.
Damn you, Jor-El.
totally out of context.
Excellent use.
But it's great
if I
special
do say so
effects.
myself, of smearing oatmeal on my boyfriend.
And that was not the worst in that episode, by the way, so go check it out.
Yeah.
Another episode we had called Stargating, and at one point I had to bite into an alien creature. So in that case, again, we use a stuffed toy to represent the alien. Hey, eel! My favorite!
Look inside his mouth. Oh, yeah, that's yummy. That's some good beef jerky.
So that was just, I shoved like 2 or 3, sticks of beef jerky in my mouth and started chewing away to get that really meaty,
gross.
fleshy feel. The things I do for the show. And then, of course, everyone loves fake blood.
No, I didn't. So.
I mean, like you saw in the last bit, we
Fake
had...
blood, I swear, if you're gonna do anything, just buy a big bottle of fake blood.
We're still not through ours.
No, we've got...
Durka, I jihad package.
Hi.
Hello,
I don't believe we've met. I'm Jack Bauer.
my name is...
Tell me who you are!
My name is...
Tell me!
My name is...
Damn you for making me do this. Your name!
So, there's a lot you can do with fake blood. There's a lot.
And as that clip demonstrates as well, I mean, a big part of it is also what sounds and your edits and cuts, which leads us into editing. So, like you saw in Another 24 Hours, there's a key thing for a lot of special effects is carrying it through the lines of motion. So, like you saw when he threw the scissors, it follows through in the next scene where it snaps to me snapping my head back. So that lends some believability to and action and getting making people believe in what's going on, that I've been really stabbed in the eye. Plus we sort of do a slight jump zoom in there to sort of give that kind of jarring feeling. Another good example of how you can do a really simple special effects used with just editing is this clip from Possessive.
And you actually should probably just think, except for him, except for real filmmakers, just try to think, okay, how did we do this? How did we do this? Because we had a few people going, holy crap.
Yeah, this little bit here that we did, people were going crazy for it. And eventually it will load, I hope.
To us, it was so easy, though.
Okay, hold a second.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. All right. All right. Any guesses for non-filmmakers? You be quiet.
All right.
Anyone? Come on.
Put the gown on backwards.
Exactly! That a boy.
We put the gown on backwards, so we filmed her both ways, turning her head. And then the key thing was, again, the line of motion of her turning. Now, if it happens very quickly, but what happens is as she turns her head and she's about to cross over, we jump to me. And then we jump back to her turning. Looks like people get fooled in believing, oh, she's turning her head completely 360. And another good thing about it, another important thing about that is, notice the use of sound. By me constantly heavy breathing throughout the entire thing, you believe, oh, no, this is one continuous take. I'm still breathing, so it's the same sound effect.
Yeah. Thank you. That's great. Other editing techniques are, like a lot. We're going to talk about green screen later, but there's other things that you can do, without using a green screen. So
yeah, using the basic editing software effects that a lot of even the simple software programs come with.
So if any of you guys have seen, here, let me just show. I have one. Okay, so what we have here, I should probably go to full screen.
Mm-hmm.
Apologize for the time. So here we are.
That kind of sucks. doesn't it,
That
now?
kind of sucks. Okay, so anyways, what we have here is something we filmed to do a Rocky Horror Picture Show parody. And it's literally, if you have a look at the actual video, the lips here, okay, this is what we filmed on the left, and this is what we made it look like on the right. So we just used makeup, and how do I get down there? There it is, okay. So then what we did is we scaled it up, and what we did was we put black wherever we had, the mouth wasn't. So the mouth actually goes as far as there, and we just put black bars on the side. And then what we did is we went into After Effects, and we just used brightness contrast on this. So you can probably use brightness contrast on other things as well. You know.
Yeah, brightness contrast is not an effect that you have to have a special effects program to do it with. You can use, comes with most, but as you see, as she's twiddling with it, she can start contrasting and brightening the picture, so suddenly all that black makeup merges with the black that's in the background.
Yep. So
And then
these darn windows weren't here. You can see that, you know, it looks like just red lips on a black background. Which, you know, we were actually considering using a green screen, but to save time, we were going to put green all over my face and put a green screen and everything, but that was just a waste of time. So we realized that just black makeup could do just as good a job. As long as right here you don't get, can you see my cursor? Yeah, that, I had a little bit of black on my red lipstick. Didn't work out, so just, you know, but makeup can do a lot to add effects to what you're doing.
And then also there's a lot of special effects you can do that kind of relate to editing, which is in-camera effects. So here's a clip from Project Gamma.
In this one, it's just it's a Hulk parody, and I'm really angry at Rudy for not cleaning. And that's me standing on a chair to make myself look big. Yeah, that's about it. But the idea is, you know, you can do a lot with camera angles, and you know, if you shoot from below or try to make a person look big or give them a feel of power.
And covering them in green paint also really helps.
It does. What does it help? I don't know. Our relationship, perhaps?
That was a fun night. Anyway. You know, so we show you, like, these are simple things that you can do at home. You don't really need to think, you know, well, you do have to think about how you want to pull these effects off, but, you know, these are the tools most people have in hand. Now, there's also more advanced effects that we do, and you're going to start relying on your software for in that case. You know, we ourselves use Adobe After Effects. There's other great software. They range in price. There's Motion from Apple. There's a great package out there called FX Home, and that's pretty cheap. It's like $200 for their software. And you know, if you keep reusing it, eventually the investment becomes worth it. There's also Serious Magic that recently also got bought out by Adobe. They have a very simple, you know, simple green screen software.
If you're on Mac, basically the most hardcore special effects program they have just dropped in price from $2,000 to $500, which is still pretty pricey for some people. But
What is it?
It's called Shake.
Shake.
Yeah, they did King Kong with that. They did, like, it's gotten Academy Awards every year, and it's $500.
Well, we know what we're going to do in the next hour, don't we?
I've got
Nice.
a copy. If you...
Ah.
We don't condone that.
Arr,
No.
you'll be a pirate.
But no matter what the software is, they all kind of have the same three elements that you have to apply over and over again, which is green screen, masks, and layers. So first about green screens.
So here we have a, can you hold this?
No
please?
problem.
Thank you. Hello. All right, so we have set up in, first of all, one thing that we've learned to do recently is, God, you know, I wish this was, sorry, this is, yes, I do want to go full screen. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about that.
Sorry about this. Can you do the right click? Oh, it's a hit the win applicant. Okay.
They're making After Effects for Mac this year. If it's any
Yes,
consolation.
we know, next month, and we're getting it.
No, it's actually mid-year.
Oh, darn. Okay. Oh, jeez. This never happens, we apologize.
There we go. Okay. Oh, sorry, too big.
So a green screen walks into a bar. Waka
There we
waka. Okay, so one thing that we've been doing recently is we found out from there's a great book called
DV Rebels Guide.
DV Rebels Guide, and okay, so what we found out is something that he suggests. If anyone is using programs that can connect to other programs, right now we're using Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects. So what we can do is we can make a project in here. Here we're making a project, and we do everything in this project. So if you see down here on the timeline, we have a background image, and then we also have a foreground image, which is with the green screen with Rudy scratching his chest. So what we can do there is, what we have done is with the After Effects program, just File, Import, and then you import a file. Choose the project, which was DIY Special Effects. I've already imported it. You can import that all in here. So here we have Rudy scratching his chest. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to show you how to keylight.
Well, that's
This is
just
all
one
screwed. There it
specific-
is. It's all.
There it is.
Sorry, everything was screwed up when they changed the. No, I don't think we'll be able to show them.
Okay, well the point is
Sorry.
that for green screening, the first thing you don't do is go off and green screen all your clips. What you do is you pre-compose everything in your main video editing software. So you put things on top of layers, so you have the guys in front, and you don't worry about the green screen, just trying to make it look and figure out where everything's positioned. And once you're ready with that, you then take it into your special effects program, where you use whatever is the green screening tool, the keying tools, to basically eliminate that green background. So in our case, we use Adobe After Effects. They have a wonderful tool called Keylight. Just read through documentation. All of them
There
have
we
some
go.
sort of effect to take care of it. So for Keylight, it's really simple of just dragging
Drag
it.
and drop the keylight, and then all we do is we use the eyedropper tool here for screen color, and we tell it we want that. So as you can see, there is a lot of fluffiness around Rudy that's still a bit green and discolored. And then what we do here, we look at the screen mat, and here, this you wouldn't have seen before, but this stuff, it tells it that it's not the green that I chose. So what you have to do is change the screen strength like that until it's just all black. Sometimes we don't worry about this so much, but you should. It's just he has a blonde wig, and on the screen it shows up as almost green. So what we do is we fix the screen balance here. Then we go to final result and have a look at it again. Still it has green, so we go down here to screen mat, and we clip the black back until we can't see it. Unfortunately, actually, with this one, we find that when you're wearing red on a green screen,
Or blonde wigs.
well, blonde wigs, I don't know. But red is very hard to keylight on a green screen. We get a hue. Do you get that?
It depends what you're shooting. Do you shoot DV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly because of the coding.
Yeah, we don't actually clean up our stuff. Anyway, it always depends on the tools you use, how you put it together. The main point is, first do it in your editing software, then bring it into the special effects software to get rid of the green, and you'll take some time to tweak it through.
We also like to use brightness and contrast afterwards, just to make things fit in a little bit better.
Yeah, to match up the color levels between things, because sometimes your background might be really dark and your character's really
There you
bright,
go.
and you want to fix it through.
It's a proud Rudy. All right.
If red is bad, what's good?
No,
Anything that's not green. Yellow we find is difficult because it's close.
White's really bad as well. 'Cause
We find white very good.
it depends how you light it. It depends how you light it, because there's a good chance that the green will bounce off the white, and then a part of the white goes green, and then you lose your shoulder.
Yeah, you have to stay far back away.
Yeah.
as far
Yeah,
back
that's
as
what like the thing is that when it comes to
We're
green
just
screening,
lucky we have a large apartment. Yeah.
lighting is critical for it. There's like you need for our case we use 2 for the screen. We also then have 2 for the people acting. The people in front of us
We
are
have 2 250 bulbs in front of us, and we have 2 250 bulbs for the green screen.
and we stay what around 10 feet, maybe 8 feet away from the screen.
About that, yeah.
So that way the screen it has its own lighting. We have our own lighting. Therefore, there's none of the backspill that Matt's talking about that could take place there. And another thing to help with the backspill is to have some backlights shining behind you, so they light up and outline you.
So-
Wait, let's talk about the other 2 things: masks and
Alright,
layers.
Go back.
So apart from the green screening, there's also masks where you can cut out areas, select regions to have an effect applied to. And again, look through your program special effects library. There's so much stuff in there for whatever product you choose. And there's also rotoscoping where you can sort of kind of cut around your people as they move. It takes a lot of time, but it's how you get some effects like lightsabers going. And finally, the key thing in all this is, again, layers. You can do things to your layers to make people, suddenly zoom in, zoom out that you didn't do in camera.
And that's what takes us here. In this case, what we did was we shot people separately on the green screen at different zoomed angles, and we were able to make a parody of...
You're a man of adventure, king of the world. I'm the king of the world. Oh, crap. Come on, there's no need to be rude. Hey! What the?
Yeah, so the screen's like a girl. So that you can see, you can film someone close up and make them huge, or actually what we did with Dave, the little guy about to scream, was we actually shot him from here to here, and we just scaled him down to look tiny.
And another thing with that, if you notice, is that we did some shots with perspective where we shot an over-the-shoulder shot of Casey. So it gives the illusion of, okay, we're shooting from high up, and obviously she's big and the other guy's small. And, they were never in the same room together. Well, she was behind the camera when he was there, but...
You're thinking Sin City, honey.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
And also the backgrounds, as an example, the jungle background is just pictures we found on Flickr that are licensed under Creative Commons for people to share and reuse.
There's some really awesome pictures on Flickr that we use, and they have a good tool for if you do an advanced search on Flickr, you can look by Creative Commons licenses. We're actually going to ask them to change it a bit because it's a little confusing, but hopefully soon it'll be searched by license or something.
Now there's other special effects you can do. Again, we're going with masks, which is like our episode called Babe Runner, where we did a parody of Blade Runner. And that's a very film noir type of film.
Yeah, we don't have to show you very much of
Being
this,
magazine
just to illustrate that those shadows are not actually there. Those shadows were all done in post-production.
Everything was actually shot in full bright light, and we just used like masking tools and stuff to start cutting out areas. Then we say, okay, darken just that region, and we have them start matching the backgrounds from the film. We actually took those backgrounds and erased the actors from the original film. That took like a night of my life, and. But again, these are tools that everyone has in their hand. You just have to put the effort into it. There's a lot of other special effects. Flying, everyone loves. Wants to believe that a man can fly. So.
And for this, actually, we have a little program. Hopefully, okay, Super Rudy flying. I know you guys. You're like, no, don't go into parallels. Don't do it.
Not Windows, no.
Oh, great. Okay, so let's just not do that anymore. Okay.
In this case, what it was is that we, shot me lying flat on the green screen on my stomach. Casey put some fishing wires on our Superman costume so that the cape, she maneuvered the cape up and down so it's like I'm flying. And we filmed that. And what we do with the layer of me filming, apart from the green screen, is that we moved it along, we shrunk me down, we moved it along so I'm flying through the air.
This is what we did. This is Rudy lying on the ground. This is me in my house coat and house slippers. And this is what we did. And I told him to pivot so that we could make it look like he's flying away. So what we did, once he pivoted here in the video, that's where, oh, wrong one, okay. Well, we started scaling him to look smaller, and he went a bit faster than before. So you can do everything with, that was all done with motion and scaling. So pretty easy stuff. The only difficult thing was, the green screen, but as long as you know how to do that, that's not a problem. So, back to the slides. Okay.
Another episode, you can do other things with just layers, because you have as many layers as you need. You can do special effects like, oh, look, we're hanging out with ourselves.
Well, here, why don't we can skip that. Yeah, we don't have to show you the video. But you can put, like, we've had about 7 Neos in, like, one video doing a Matrix parody. It wasn't Neos, it was
Agent Smiths.
Agent Smiths, yeah, sorry. We did another thing that was Neos.
In the case of, like, a mock time, that episode, we had Casey walk by herself and, like, kind of push herself aside.
Yeah.
So, you can do that very easily, again, just by planning out the shots.
You just have to think in your mind, okay, when does she nudge me? And, and then when you're putting it together afterwards, you can, put the timeline together so that it looks believable.
Then there's Knights of Arcadia was a parody where we insert ourselves into video games. So what we did was...
this one felt like the longest episode we ever made, but that was, 6 months ago or more. Ass. I kick ass. So that we actually played the game, and we filmed the screen as we were doing it with Camtasia.
Camtasia is a paid-for program that you can get. There's actually freeware stuff for the Apple that you can just capture video. And what we actually did was play this on an emulator.
That was back in our PC days.
PC days, though.
And what we did after that is we followed the character along the screen.
We just erased the old character, like kind of matching the backgrounds, putting other characters over it. Then we also had Superman 1.5. This one's interesting because it featured some of our friends, and they didn't have a green screen, but that was easy enough to deal with because, like the lips that we showed before, they filmed themselves on a black background. And because of the effect that we wanted to do...
Sorry, I'm making it bigger. Okay.
This council has no hesitation in proclaiming you all
Guilty.
I think that's enough of that. But the idea is basically these guys, we didn't film them. They're all in California, and they sent us these videos of them on black backgrounds. The shadows as well, the shadows on their faces are
the highlights
are
on the column.
All down here is shadow, and all up here is shadow. And I matched all their faces using hue and saturation, brightness and contrast. Also, in the middle here, the virtual light, that's something we made using a white layer and feathering the edges and setting the opacity.
And one thing in there you've noticed is the 3D ring effect. So obviously we don't have floating 3D rings, and what we did in that case, we actually used some 3D modeling. And the way to make it wrap around yourself is, sort of render it in half, say, or render the back half, render the front half, match it up so it looks like it's floating around you. And that takes us to 3D modeling, it's hard.
It's hard, man.
In our case, drawing those 2 rings, that took me, what, you'd say, 2-3 hours, and just to get the right animation for 2 simple circles that most programs can do. But there's a huge fan community out there for science fiction and other things as well, people who just like to do 3D models. So you can find them out there. Good sites for them are Sci-Fi 3D at theforce.net, Sci-Fi Meshes. You can easily just run a Google search to find these things. The important thing is check the licenses. Some people let them be free. Some people say, okay, you have to give proper credit, comply with it. Then there's also a lot of free modeling programs you can use. The best one out there is Blender. Now, it's a really powerful tool. You have to take a lot of time to learn it, but it's right up there for the quality as most 3D professional 3D programs. But it's open source and free for use. Then there's also Animator, which is a nice little program. Not many special effects, but it's nice and small. And the key thing with all this stuff is plan and reuse your 3D models.
We have a Dalek model that we rendered on a green screen about 9 months ago, and we haven't re-rendered him since. We're still using the same footage and reusing it constantly. So it started off that we had him in a Doctor Who parody, and the last time we used him, he was in like a Bollywood version of Doctor Who, where there was like a few Daleks dancing in the background.
Just copy paste that layer over and over again, so instantly you have people dancing in sync. So other tips, just to finish off here, there's more detailed tutorials online for special effects, lightsabers, transportation, all these type of stuff. We've just learned it from.
Really, there's so much stuff online, but if you don't find it, do what you can to try something new out. And if you figure something out and you want to share it, you should blog about it or write about it so other people can find it.
There's also sound is important, something that we keep learning about. But there's a lot of free clips from your GarageBand. There's the Free Sound project. You can also enhance your illusion, like we did before with the possessive head spin. Carry the sound through; it looks like it's all part of the same clip. Or even
if you think of that last Superman thing with the heads in the background, all of their voices, we imported them into an audio program.
Audacity's
Sorry,
a free one.
I'm not an audio person.
And so you just apply an echo, and suddenly they sound like they're in a large room.
Exactly.
Sometimes simpler can be better. Like again, the possessive head spin, that was totally done.
Originally, we were thinking of doing that. Okay, all right, this is how we got to do it. We're gonna put Casey on a green screen, and then we're gonna have her spin her head. And you know what? That just would have taken too long. And just doing it the way we did it worked really well. So just think simple.
And so the main thing again is storyboard. It helps you save time. When you start shooting, shoot it in the order of the angles in your storyboard. So if you see you're going to jump to the same close-up 4 or 5 times, but they might say different things, just shoot those all in one time. It sounds like an obvious thing, but some people, when we sometimes bring friends in to help us shoot, they get all confused because we're shooting things completely out of order. And again, it's really important to shoot what you need. Don't let the camera run. Again, we're not professionals here, obviously. We're not a real Hollywood production company.
And of course, we wish we could do much better.
Have multiple cameras running at the same time. Awesome. We act out the entire scene.
Yeah.
We can't do that. So we actually only say, we
do it weekly, and it's just us two, so we don't have the time to put together a huge Hollywood production. We have to... What's that? Is that, guys, you don't have any time left. You have to leave. I think it is, but...
Then we already talked about pre-composition. Do your stuff in a rough editing program first. Have the right clips and everything. Then import it into your special effects program. So you only have to do special effects on the areas that you need. Don't try to do it for the entire clip. And I think that's it.
Oh my God.
Are we actually done?
I think we are.
Wow, that's amazing.
Does anyone have any questions?
I'm curious about something not really effects. All the things that you guys do, how do you get around or how do you deal with trademark or copyright? Just curious.
It's parody, for one thing.
Okay.
So we actually, when we started, we were using some more copyrighted footage, and we realized, okay, well, to get on TV, they go, hey, do you have any copyrighted footage? And we go,
do we?
Nervous laugh. And but we've been working really hard to completely change that, and now we try to only use Creative Commons, or we make it ourselves. But yeah, it's a big issue that hopefully more people will release stuff under Creative Commons. And
it's like we had a case actually recently where. We made a video of Star Wars, and we actually had the Star Wars theme music blaring in the front. And you kind of feel like you have to because it's Star Wars. People are going to notice if you put a cheesy fake song in there. Now, we did that, but we also knew for a fact that George Lucas encourages the fan film community. He says it's okay, you can put that stuff in. I don't mind. But then we tried to post it off to one of the sites that we post to distribute our stuff. They were like, "Oh, sorry, copyrighted material." And we
said, "No, he allows this." George Lucas says it's cool.
George is totally cool with this, man.
He's cool with it.
He told us. So. Other questions?
You had one. How long does it take? How much does it cost? Wait, hold on a sec. Let's go with the time first.
Then we'll get that one.
Time. We our arcade episode, the Super Mario one, took us about 50 hours. That was like 6 or 8 months ago, and we don't count anymore. It's got worse.
I mean, like sometimes we put an episode together in 24 hours. Sometimes.
But that's us, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you don't have,
You
doesn't.
mean like you write, shoot,
Yeah.
edit, everything?
Yeah.
What?
We've done that.
We do?
Yeah, like Stargating.
Oh,
was
Stargating. Yeah, but that was it depends on how many effects you have. If you can reduce your effects or make them simpler, then it'll be less time. But if you have, actually with the green screening, a lot of it is copying and pasting. If you do the same shot, like if it's going like camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, well, all the camera 1s, then you should be able to copy and paste, and you just keep pasting the properties of the key light for that shot. So that, speeds up your time. But if you have like a whole bunch of different things to do, then that's going to take a long time. So
And then there's the question
it's a
of
learning
cost.
experience, but we want to inspire everyone to just try new things. With your videos. It doesn't have to be a big Hollywood production, but just to encourage you to try new things, and that's really it.
And the question of cost, it is mostly a cost of time. Now, sometimes we have to go and buy a prop and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much just props.
And in those cases,
fake blood and all.
like $50, I think, is that they usually top off at that point. We have a Superman costume that cost $120 that I actually bought for Halloween ages ago, and we just keep reusing that sucker. So
Oh, yeah.
it's more than made its investment.
Okay,
back.
we're late, I think.
So we got to
So
hurry out
we
of
got to
here.
let the next person speak. But we'll be around.